Beginning March 24 of this year, China's state-run media stirred up a nationwide movement to boycott a cotton oversight council. This quickly made international headlines. Here, we would like to summarize what this council is and why the Chinese government wants it boycotted. The BCI, or Better Cotton Initiative, is a non-profit council founded in 2005, with the goal of promoting better standards in cotton farming and practices across 21 countries. Its members include many popular brands of clothing such as Nike, Adidas, Gap, Under Armour, and many other large brand names. With so many big names participating in the council, a boycott from the world's most populous country might have a major impact on the whole world. Why is the BCI the target of such a movement? Many BCI member companies had historically been using cotton produced in China. However, a few years ago, BCI had learned that those cotton products from Xinjiang were likely produced via forced labor. This was due to large amounts of evidence and media reports revealing how detainees of re-education camps and prisons were forced to pick cotton from cotton fields and to perform forced labor in textile factories. To confirm the allegations, BCI representatives from member companies, journalists, and research groups have conducted multiple investigations. More than 100 reports and articles based on these investigations revealed a shocking outcome: that from 2017 or earlier, the CCP, or Chinese Communist Party, had been executing Uyghurs and other groups in these Xinjiang-based prisons. How many people are held in these camps? According to a recent Human Rights Watch annual report, Beijing has confirmed for the first time that more than 1.3 million Uyghurs and other Turkic Muslims had gone through some vocational training centers in Xinjiang. The CCP said through training, those people learned new technological skills so they can make more money and live a better life. However, those so-called vocational training centers were actually detention centers, re-educational camps, and prisons. In Xinjiang, the CCP puts Uyghurs and other minority groups under extensive surveillance and monitoring. In many cases, CCP agents even lived in the homes of Uyghur families to intimately observe them. Police deconstructed many mosques so that Uyghurs and other Muslim groups have nowhere to worship, preventing them from observing their faith. Thousands of Uyghurs and other minority groups were put in these internment facilities for years without so much as a pretrial. As a part of their daily activities, they were forced to watch Xi Jinping's talks, forced to learn to speak Mandarin Chinese, and forced to sing Mandarin songs that praise the Communist Party, acts akin to brainwashing them to give up their belief and only believe in the Chinese Communist Party itself. The living conditions in those camps are described as unbearable by victims who have spoken out. In one case, a 25 square meter sized room was used to hold up to 40 women, and only half of them could have space to lie down on the concrete floor. They all shared a bucket as a toilet in a room that had no windows. This, of course, produced rank air, which was difficult to breathe. Detainees were physically abused and tortured frequently. Women, especially those young and beautiful, were also sexually abused and even repeatedly raped in secret rooms. More shockingly, some detainees had their organs forcibly removed. As more and more of the CCP's crimes in Xinjiang were exposed during the last decade, the United States government, many other countries' governments, as well as some international organizations, have begun to condemn the CCP for their treatment and genocide of Uyghurs and other minority groups in Xinjiang. In 2019, under international pressure, the CCP superficially phased out the detention camps and changed them to be so-called re-educational camps or vocational training centers to train detainees on how to operate machines in textile factories. The CCP even forced detainees to sign contracts to work in textile factories for extended hours every day under horrible conditions as a condition of release. On December 11, 2019, anthropologist Adrian Zenz reported that the re-education camps also functioned as forced labor camps in which Uyghurs and Kazakhs produced various products for export, especially those made from cotton grown in Xinjiang. The growing of cotton is central to the industry of the region, as 43% of Xinjiang's exports are apparel, footwear, or textiles. In 2018, 84% of China's cotton was produced in the Xinjiang province. After many investigations confirmed what the CCP was doing in Xinjiang, on April 7, 2020, BCI announced it would suspend activities in Xinjiang due to concerns over labor abuses. After that, BCI members and many partner companies announced that they would not use Xinjiang cotton products due to the persecution and the slave labor involved in the cotton production. On September 17, 2020, H&M, a Swedish clothing company and the second largest cloth producer, released a statement to end its relationship with the Chinese yarn producers over accusations of forced labor. Interestingly, the CCP did not take any direct action against H&M at the time. They waited until many months later and directed their efforts towards the entire BCI Council itself.